All right, guys. So today we're going to take a look at the Take an Interview task for the new TOEFL Speaking section and see how a native speaker, specifically me, would answer it. So here we have a sample question from ETS's practice test number 1. And this is actually the second question of the task. It states that cities affect people in different ways. Some people find cities dynamic and exciting. Others find that cities are overwhelming and drain them of energy. What kind of reaction do you have to cities? Why do you think you react in this way? Okay, so first tip for test takers here is to pick a side. And pick the side that's easiest for you to talk about, even if you actually disagree with that opinion. Now, I know that in reality, you may feel that both options are true. But remember, you only have 45 seconds to explain your opinion, which isn't a lot of time if you have to discuss two opposing views and support them with reasons and examples. So anyways, back to the question. So when I read this or hear this, the word reaction tells me that I need to explain how I feel about cities. Now, in most cases, when you ask someone what they feel, they just say good or fine, which is actually exactly how a native speaker would answer. And this is because we're lazy. But for the test, we have to give more details. Now remember, good has a range. What I mean is, how good is it to live in cities? Is it winning the lottery good? Or is it, oh, it stopped raining good? In other words, we need the vocabulary to describe exactly how we feel. Now, for the sake of staying positive, I'll say that cities are dynamic and exciting. But I don't want to just simply say, I find cities dynamic and exciting for a few reasons. No one talks like that, and from a grader's point of view, you're just using the same words as in the question, which tells me that your vocabulary, well, is insufficient. So, I would start off by saying, if I had to say, I would argue that urban areas are extremely vibrant places and full of life. This is a good intro because, for one, it uses the conditional, which is a complex grammar pattern. 2, it includes an adverb. 3, it sounds natural and contains common phrases and expressions. And lastly, it paraphrases the question. So we just killed 4 birds with 1 stone. Now, we have to explain what we mean by vibrant and full of life. You can continue by saying, what I mean is, every day is different. There's always something going on, and there's always something to do. Now, let's develop this further with an example. I live in Japan, so I can say something like, in Tokyo where I live, you can do everything there. You can watch a movie in 4D, then eat at a 3-Michelin star restaurant, sing karaoke, and if you miss the last train, sleep in a capsule hotel. And all of this can be done within a 10-minute walk of each other. Okay, now that sounds good so far. But I want to make my argument even stronger. How do I do that? I talk about the other side. What would someone who disagrees with me say? In this case, they might say, but you have to walk everywhere, and it's crowded with tourists and crazy people. Now, this is absolutely true, but I'm going to use this to my advantage by acknowledging it. I could say, now it's true that Tokyo is a very popular tourist destination, and it goes without saying that it can get crowded and be tiring to walk everywhere. But that's part of Tokyo's charm. You're forced to look around you and take in everything you see, smell, and hear. And also, you never know who you'll meet. You could have a multimillionaire CEO sitting to your right and a K-pop star visiting Japan on your left. All in all, with all things considered, I definitely say cities are very exciting places. So here, I basically just tried to paint a picture with words. With this description, you can imagine the situation in your mind. And at the end, I concluded my response by restating my opinion. Take note, however, I didn't say in conclusion, because that's not something I would say in a conversation. Anyways, hope these tips helped. I'll post the full response in the description for your reference. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this.